Marketing, marketing, marketing. This is something that becomes a living, evolving part of your business. Even if all you do is sell pre-recorded programs, people say, oh, passive income. There's no true passive income unless you have investments. And if you have an investment advisor, they're taking a percentage off the top because they're doing the work. There are no true passive incomes unless you're talking real estate or investments and you're paying someone to manage it. You're going to have to be involved in your marketing. The way that I market to people right now is vastly different than the way it was in 2020 and 2021. Not because I've learned more, but because the market has changed. The buyer has changed. 2022 and 2023, I had to make massive shifts in my business. I started noticing changes at the end of 2021. But by the time 2023 hit, I was telling my sales coach, this is not working. Something's not working. No, you just got to stick with it, got to stick with it. And my gut kept telling me, go this way. So I went that way. And sure enough, that was the answer. And I spoke to a friend of mine who is a B2B business owner. At the time he and I had this conversation, he had his third 8-figure business and was raising venture capital for his fourth business. Now, the first 2 of the 3 businesses he had sold off, divested from. But I'm saying this because he said something to me. I sent him a message and said, can you just chat? Like, I need a reality check, because here's something that will happen. You will get into the coaching and hypnosis marketing bubble. You will get into the sales and marketing bubble that's just for coaching and hypnosis, and you will miss stuff. You will miss stuff because people have a very insulated worldview. So I send them a message and say, I have to chat. Like, I don't know what's going on here. I think I know, but I don't understand the bigger global market. So he and I got on a call and I told him what had happened and what I was pivoting and what I was shifting. And he said, you stop. Just a minute. He said, you have to stop. Now, keep in mind, I went full-time in business 7 years ago. I was 48 years old. Had no business background other than a part-time hypnosis practice in Connecticut prior to that, and it was all doctor referrals. Very different world than it was in 2018 when I restarted a practice. He said, I have been telling presidents, founders, and CEOs, I have been telling them for 12 months what you have figured out on your own in a few months. He goes, I need you to stop and give yourself credit for recognizing that you needed to pivot rather than basically throwing good money after bad. He said the buyer has changed. The market has changed. We're in a recession. And he talked about market cycles, and it had been well over a decade since the market had been in this cycle of where buyer confidence was. And what he told me was that most entrepreneurs have never seen that, as I had never seen that. He said, you see these companies and you see they're running ads and they're doing all the things and you think they're raking in the cash. He said they're bleeding 7 figures a month on the back end, bleeding out money. And I keep telling them, you need to do this and you need to do that. And they're like, no, we're looking at this and this message always worked. And he's like, but it's not the same buyer. So marketing is going to be something that you are going to pay attention to the trends. And sometimes you follow your intuition. You listen to what people are telling you. You listen to what your clients are telling you. Listen to what they're asking for. And that's what That's what you're giving them in your offer. A lot of my clients, they're spiritually inclined. They understand frequency, vibration. They want a more expansive life. But the problem they want to solve is the one that's keeping them up at 2 a.m. because they know that that is a step on the staircase to where they want to go. They know it's a rung in the ladder. The thing that helped me shift in 2023 was, one, I knew the messaging wasn't working. I knew that my sales coach had convinced me to go from one-to-one to one-to-many in the form of a mastermind and help people with their money mindset and imposter syndrome and procrastination and all the things so that they could execute business strategy, and to bring experts in to do quarterly mini retreats to provide that aspect. And what he told me was masterminds are a long-term ROI. The benefit of a mastermind is not an immediate return on investment. And see, that's what I was hearing from people. People were reaching out to me because they wanted change now, or people were needing to pivot their own business and they were asking me, hey, I know you paused from hypnosis training this year because you were launching this new offer. When are you training again? Are you training again? And I looked into it. And basically, the market was telling me, I want hypnosis training. I want one-on-one work. I want to learn to live my life so my emotions don't master me. So with your marketing, pay attention to what's happening out there, because as you are researching and pulling together your marketing, you're going to get information that's going to inform your offer. So your marketing, that can be public speaking. You could do a PR. Somebody could ask you to come in to give a talk on your specific niche. So you're doing public relations. You could be doing YouTube, what I'm doing right here. This is educational on YouTube. You can be doing direct sales marketing, which is ads, or you could be doing organic social media, and that can include direct sales. That could be your founder's story. That could be transformation stories, testimonials. There are all types of content that can go into here. But your marketing isn't always sales marketing. You have networking. If you're wanting to go local, brick and mortar, face to face, join your Rotary Club, join your Chamber of Commerce, join BNI, go network, go meet people. But the best marketing plan includes a little bit of all of this. Let's see, educational, this could be YouTube, blog, you could do Substack, newsletter, right? And part of your marketing is going to be your email marketing. Because if you get nothing else out of this video, you don't own events, you don't own the public relations platform, the TV station or whatever it may be, they take the video down. You don't own that. You don't own that. You don't own social media. And you don't own your network. What you do own is your email list. So even if you don't have a website, and you can get started without a website, but eventually you're going to want that website to have what feels like a legitimate established presence, you own your email list. There was a day 2 years, I think it was 2 years ago, maybe 2.5, woke up one day and a third of all Instagram accounts were just gone. And we're talking major influencers, people with hundreds of thousands if not millions of followers. But even people with just a few thousand followers, their social media accounts gone. If they didn't have an email list, and if Instagram had not been able to roll back the update that caused that glitch, they would have lost their entire business. They would have been starting over from zero. Your marketing, your goal should be to get people on a list. And there's something called touch points. It takes an average of 17 touch points or 7 hours of content consumption on about 4 platforms before people buy. Most people who are educated, aware, and informed buyers are going to find you on YouTube. They're going to go to your website. They're going to go check out your Instagram. They're going to see if you're on LinkedIn, and so on and so forth. They're going to go look and see where you are. When you are brand new, does that mean you have to be in all the places? No. You should pick one spot and get really good at it before adding another. But just know, oh, and another one I forgot, I do this, podcasts. Whether you're a guest on others, you have your own, or both. So you want to have a place that people can go binge content and get to know you. Because the reason the market shifted 2022 going into 2023 is trust was lost. There are a lot of people out there who are excellent at marketing and they have no idea how to get results. So a lot of people got burned. There were some people who were really good at marketing and just never even delivered. They took people's money and then they freaked out, got imposter syndrome, and just went away. I saw so many instances of it. The best of both worlds is to be good at marketing and to know that you have a system of hypnosis that gets results. You can't always say how many sessions, but if the client is the right client, meaning they're in momentum or they're motivated, and they're not just wishy-washy, can you help me? I hope somebody can help me. Somebody please save me. Say no to those clients. If your client is motivated and you have a system that you know works, even if it takes with one client a few more sessions and it does another client, then get really good at your marketing. Because when you get all these transformational testimonials, the wheels on your bus are going to start turning faster. And that was how my business was built. Somebody got very vocal about their experience with me in a place where I already had a level of trust because people knew me. And I went from $2,000-$3,000 a month to multi-5-figure months overnight. It's not in the 6 pillars, but I'm going to be talking about systems. I'm going to do a video on that. You have to have systems in place because it takes you showing up, being consistent, having a message that speaks to the offer we talked about in the other video. You get those things primed and you can actually deliver the results. Your business has no choice but to take off unless you choose to stop showing up. See you in the next video.